Hey, Rosie. Creation is revelatory. This is typically a religious premise, but the claim isn't confined to theology. All creation is revelatory. We understand artists as people who channel their thoughts and emotions into an artwork. Sometimes there is an explicit message, but in any case, the artist's latent notions, what we'll term the subconscious, can be manifested in their work. In that way, the artist confronts themselves in their art, and the audience can do the same. By engaging with the artwork, they can have personal revelations. Art communicates between the conscious and subconscious. But after the music is ended, what does the audience do? We clap and then we leave. The fundamental flaw is that art is slow to respond, and to such an extreme that it becomes one-sided. Artists and audience members may learn something, but there's often no explicit response from the people back to the creator. You can't talk to a painting, a song won't hear your voice, you're muted. These are unanswered prayers. Without an opportunity to respond, artist and audience divorce. Art becomes largely inaccessible, and the audience goes on to look for something else. Some art does initiate a dialogue, but even with social media, any sort of comment section discussion is completely impersonal and incidental to the art. I don't think your favorite rapper is gonna be answering your DM, you know? In this arrangement, a person still has to hunt alone to understand themselves and their subconscious. Conversation corrects this dynamic. The speaker is the artist. They have the opportunity to express themselves, and the subconscious can still be revealed in subtleties. The listener interprets these expressions, learning about the speaker, the topic, and perhaps themselves, just like typical art. But the principal characteristic of conversation is that these roles of artist and audience are not fixed. Each participant has the opportunity to offer and critique ideas. Conversation is the democratic art form. Now, these ideas are fairly abstract, but they have altered the way I approach my art and life in general. Firstly, of course, not every conversation is artful, but when you do feel inspired, do take that step. Offer your new idea, try to critique theirs, maybe pull up their subconscious. If you don't, you miss out perhaps on good conversation, and we already know chatbots threaten that. So let's try to mitigate it. Secondly, Miles Davis said that for him, music and life are all about style. Allow yourself to experiment and let the subconscious be unveiled. Otherwise, it gets locked in and your work perhaps becomes academic. I'm still not sure how to balance this experimental style with structural ideals that I have from classical music. Thirdly, in the same vein, there's no reason to hide your experiments. A person afraid to speak with others will struggle to make friends. An artist unable to put their work out won't develop evenly. By that, I mean they may dive into one branch of their art form while neglecting other aspects. Lastly, stardom isolates an artist from their audience. When small, an artist has the closest connection with their followers. That time can be used to develop themselves and the audience almost as intimately as in conversation. Take these ideas as you will. If you have any input, let me know. Oh, I don't wanna leave my baby alone. Rosie, you got me this hat, I don't know if you remember, and then I embroidered it with a 5 so it reads 53, because the 53 is mentioned in The Little Prince, and also Opus 53, Scriabin. Goat. Also shout out Nina, she taught me how to embroider. Isn't this so pretty for New Jersey?